All right, so today we're going deep on something that's been blowing up on, well, X, I guess we have to call it now.
Yeah, the old Twitter.
Right. It seems like Nigerian artist Cynthia Morgan is trending.
She is.
And it all really comes down to like a recent video. It's from the 30 Days Rant Challenge. Have you seen this?
I have, yeah.
I feel like that's kind of been going around.
Yeah.
But her video, people are really reacting. A lot of people are saying she looks,
Different.
yeah.
Different than she used to.
Yeah, a lot of people like shocked by her appearance. What do you think?
I mean, it's interesting, right? Because it's just a visual snapshot.
Yeah.
It's like, out of context, it's just, there's a video of her.
Yeah.
But that is enough to kind of, spark all this conversation online.
Totally. And it's interesting too, like, people are commenting, across, the internet, social media and everything. They're saying like, they can't believe it's her. Some people are even like worried.
Yeah.
Like, is she okay? Is something going on?
Right.
But then there are also people who are like, kind of speculating on, maybe what happened. Yeah.
What's the reason for the change?
Yeah, like about her weight and things like that, or, even people commenting on her like facial structure and,
Right.
all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and, this is not happening in a vacuum, right?
Right.
Like, she has a past, and a very public one, especially
Oh, for sure.
her very well-documented struggles with her former record label.
Yes.
And, she kind of disappeared from the music scene for a while.
Right.
So how do you think, like, all that kind of colors how people are reacting now?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point because, her previous, like, difficulties or challenges or whatever,
Yeah.
like, they were so public, it was all kind of played out there for everybody to see. And I think that makes people, like, more sensitive this time around. It's like, it's not just about seeing somebody who looks different.
Right.
It's like they're connecting it to this history,
Exactly. And, I think this highlights how powerful, platforms like X are.
Oh, yeah?
For amplifying, these visual changes, these personal histories. And it all happens so fast.
It's crazy.
Like literally one video can like reignite all these old narratives.
Yeah.
And shape people's perceptions in such a powerful way.
Totally.
What's that tell us about how we like process information, especially about, public figures online?
It's interesting, right? Because it shows how much we like rely on these immediate reactions.
Yes.
Like we're so visual, like we see a before and after and it's like instant commentary.
Right.
People don't really always like take the time to go deeper. They just see the change. They remember her past struggles. And then it's like, boom, the narrative's there.
It makes you think, right? Like, is this genuine concern, when people are saying like, oh, we're worried or hope you're okay? Or is this like, kind of performative empathy?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like people just want to,
jump on the trend.
be part of it, be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Be seen.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
It's weird. It's like, I feel like it's a little bit of both, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
You see people that are genuinely like, I think, showing concern. And then there are definitely people that are just like kind of piling on.
Right. It's a mix.
It's a weird mix. And it's the speed, right? Like it's so fast.
It's the speed of social media.
Yeah, it's so fast and so like huge.
Mm-hmm.
It just creates this crazy dynamic.
Yeah. And so, I mean, to kind of, recap a little, like what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It's like you have this big visual change.
Yeah.
Right? Amplified by a viral video on, X.
Right.
And that immediately like triggers, shock, speculation.
Yeah.
And then all that is kind of filtered through the lens of her, well-known past challenges.
Right.
And that creates, kind of the perfect recipe for something to trend.
Totally. It's just like, from the initial shock to the concern and the commentary, it's just a super clear example of like how social media can just like,
take over.
Yeah, shape how we see somebody, especially a public figure, somebody that already like has a history that people, connect with.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about, even more broadly, like when we talk about celebrities online, right? Like their past is always there. It's never really erased.
Right.
And these like visual changes, they almost act like triggers.
Yeah.
Where like people go back and they reinterpret, their whole story.
Yeah.
In real time. Like as it's happening.
It makes you think about how, like, what happens to people publicly, like how long that lasts.
Yeah.
And then how visual social media is.
Right.
And like how that can just like, really like amplify everything and sometimes like twist things.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to forget that what we're seeing online is just like a tiny part of the stories.
Yeah.
There's so much more going on that we, probably don't know.
Always.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.